Hi, Matt Pachalski here with Masterpiece Framing, and today I'm doing a little video tutorial as a follow-up to an article that I recently wrote for Picture Framing magazine. The article was on a dartboard that we framed for the 2011 West Coast Art Fair in Las Vegas. Specifically, it was done for TrueView, the glass vendor. So today I just wanted to go into a little bit more depth on the digital portion of that project, something I really didn't want to get into in the article, but nonetheless, I think it's something that other framers out there might find interesting. So I'm going to jump right into Adobe Illustrator here. This is where the project started. I photographed the original dartboard that TrueView had sent us, and the goal here was to really customize a new dartboard, brand it with their colors, their logo. So I basically traced the photo. This was all done with the pen tool in Illustrator. Illustrator is great for creating graphics that have solid tones, solid colors, shapes. It's all vector based, unlike Photoshop, which is pixel based. So it definitely lent itself well to this application where we had to recreate graphical patterns on the dartboard. So this was all laid out. We added text around the perimeter of the board. It's got the TrueView logo. Also, it says in collaboration with Masterpiece Framing. And once I had everything laid out just the way I wanted it, that's pretty much all I needed Illustrator for. So I then imported this new graphic into Adobe Photoshop, and I'll open that up right now. And this is my final file that we used to print from. I'm going to just turn off some of the layers. You'll notice that the dartboard is mounted on a wooden background, and the background was actually a stock photo that I got from a website called lostandtaken.com. That's a great site. They have tons of free high-resolution textured background images. You can see that this is the original photo. It had green paint that was kind of distressed, worn off of a fence. So I basically went in and tweaked it, desaturated it first, did a color gradient overlay of blue and red, again corresponding to the TrueView colors. This was accomplished by selecting any area of the photo that had green and replacing it with a gradient of the blue and the red. And I actually had two layers that they're identical copies, duplicated just to saturate the color a little bit more. For those of you out there who aren't all that familiar with Photoshop, in the layers palette, if you turn a layer to overlay, it actually takes on the texture of the image below it, and it inherits those qualities. So the blue and the red, when I set them to overlay, they take the texture that was on the photo behind it, and it really gives the illusion that the paint is red and blue. As a final detail to the background image, I wanted to select the screws that were in the fence and give them more of a rusted out appearance. They were originally black, so I selected them. You'll notice it's very subtle, but the brown that I added just gives it the illusion that it's a little bit more worn and old and aged. So let's see, with that said, the next portion, this is kind of interesting. The original file I had emailed to TrueView for approval actually had a more of a stone, kind of a space age type background texture to it, and they didn't like it. I thought it was kind of cool, but they were looking for more of something that would kind of be in a bar on an aged, worn background. So we went back to the, that's where I got the idea for the wooden fence. So the stone background really didn't make it into the final. Okay, I'm going to zoom in now on the dartboard. Now, the dartboard graphic, you remember, was imported from Illustrator. In Photoshop, though, I wanted to give it a little more texture, kind of a cork texture. And to accomplish this, I once again went to the website Lost and Taken, pulled some kind of weathered, worn, cork-looking textures, and incorporated them into the dartboard. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on or turn this layer back to its original color and state. You'll notice it looks nothing like cork. In fact, it looks more like a green marble or granite. But again, once you set that layer to overlay, it inherits the properties and the texture of the layers below it. In this case, it takes on the blue, the red, the white, the black of the dartboard, but it just gives it a subtle illusion of cork. And so I used that green background. I also used another background that was like a white stone, kind of aged, and the combination of the green and the white layers gave it the cork texture that I was looking for. So that pretty much concludes the tutorial here. Hope you got something out of it. Hope you maybe got inspired to learn a little bit more about Photoshop and digital printing. If you did, let me know. You can send your comments or questions to Matt, M-A-T-T, at mframing.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/mframing, or check out more really cool videos on YouTube, youtube.com/mframing. And if you didn't get anything out of this, I don't care to hear from you anyway.